So let's head back out and check out maybe where you might move if you're upgrading from the Brookhaven area.
See you there.
Oh my God, we're nailing it. I know. Hey, it's Tara and Nickie.
Hey, I've been thinking about moving to the Kansas City area and want a little bit of elbow room and not quite sure where you need to go. I think Kearney is the place for you.
Kearney is a small town with a population of 10,000. It's right off of Highway 35. It's about 35 minutes from downtown Kansas City and only 30 minutes from the airport. I think Kearney might be the place right in the middle of country and city. So I think we should drive around and show them what Kearney's all about.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so here we are in kind of the downtown area of Kearney, and I think we're going to start at one of their newer things that they've put in town.
So this is Lions Memorial Park, and you can see they've added a splash park into it. It is a Friday afternoon right before school's starting, so you can see that people are out enjoying it today.
Yeah, so a little splash pad here on this side, and then your typical park on the other side. But yeah, they've done a great job with it, and it's pretty busy today, which it is hot. We always like to give a Missouri update on weather.
Yeah.
And what's the temperature today? 98. 98. This weekend is supposed to be really, really hot. So 98 today.
So they are getting their full use out of the splash park. And it is, I mean, you don't have to pay anything to go to the splash park. It's just part of the community center, and anyone can go any time of the day that it's running. Also, if you know anything about Missouri motor driving tours, it's very bouncy around here, and sometimes I hit potholes, so stay tuned.
Yeah, because of the extreme weather from hot to cold in Missouri, our roads just really can't handle it. With the snow plows, they tear them up in the winter, and then summer, there's not enough time to repave all of them, or enough money usually. We're going to turn here and show you a little bit of their downtown. This would be the original part of Kearney, and you'll notice the older buildings, and then we'll kind of hit some of the newer shops too.
Yeah. So we're going to turn left here, and this will be headed north once we turn. And if you keep on going up this road here, it's going to take you to the Kearney Jesse James Park that has the Kearney Amphitheater at it. It also has Fun Farm. If you come up here, Fun Farm is a really big deal in the fall time. They have the pumpkin patch. They have different big slides. They have all kinds of fun things for the kids to do. Warm apple cider, all the stuff that everybody wants in the fall.
Yeah, fun fact about the Fun Farm, they actually do shut it down for the Chiefs players. So if anybody watched the Netflix Quarterback, they did have a little bit of Patrick Mahomes and his family out at the Fun Farm. Yeah. It really is a very neat place to go. They add something new every year, but it's really cool.
Yep, it's awesome. So this is your little main street downtown area. Gino's Italian Cuisine. It is a really, really, really good Italian restaurant. It's been here for many years, and it's really well known in Kearney. Everybody has gone there at least once, if not 20,000 times as they've been in town.
And beside it, there was a Fat Boys Bar and Grill and a couple other little shops. So that is the original downtown there.
So we're going to swing into here where Anytime Fitness is at. So they have a little bit of everything. The downtown fun. They still have the gyms here in the smaller town.
Yeah, I will say, if you are on our last one in Smithville, we said like there's not a Walmart there. You still have to go a little bit to hit a few of those things, but that's the same with Kearney. There's not a Walmart here, but again, nice grocery store. You're only 15 minutes from maybe a Walmart or a Target, but instead you have some cute little places like the Creamery that we just passed, boutiques, and you just really get that small town charm.
They really cater to the smaller businesses and everything here in town. They like Smithville, they try to keep that small town feel still and community. With that being said, they do a farmers market every Saturday from May to October from 7 a.m. to noon, and they just have shout out to Fraser Farms. They come out and they do chickens, they have eggs, they grow vegetables, so you still get to come down here and do that every Saturday.
And I think we'll be driving by where they have that. So we'll talk a little bit more about it when we get to that parking lot where they do some of those events. So like I was saying earlier, Kearney is just right off of Highway 35. So you pop out on 35 and you're minutes away from Liberty, and then again 30 minutes from the heart of downtown Kansas City. And like we said when we were at Smithville, these towns are all starting to kind of mesh together. Kansas City just keeps growing and growing and growing. So these small towns are starting to get closer and closer to the city.
So up here on the right is where in the parking lot here of the Kearney School District Early Education Center is where they do the
Farmers Market.
Farmers Market, yeah. I can't think. They do the Farmers Market in there. And then every second Saturday of the month, they also have booths out there that people can bring out their crafts. They have food trucks, jewelry, little booths that you can do. So, and they also have live music. So.
Yeah, they call it Second Saturdays.
They like to do all those small community things and keep the community thriving and being close knit.
Yeah, even though it's growing at a rapid rate, it seems like Kearney's doing a great job of keeping that small town feel to it. So let's kind of head over to some of the newer area. Now this is what you're going to find right off of the, I'm going to say original Kearney exit, because they're getting ready to open another exit toward the south. It's not open yet, but it has to be weeks away. So if you, right now, the original Kearney exit, you exit off, you're going to see all of this here, which is all definitely newer.
So you got your Quick Trip. If you've watched our other videos, you'll know how much we love Quick Trip. They just put in a Starbucks here.
Dairy Queen and Starbucks. The Mexican restaurant there in front of us is delicious.
It used to be located in the downtown part of Kearney, but then as they've grown this, they brought it out here closer to the highway.
And Tara, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this hotel right here in front of us was actually is the only, what do you call, a full named hotel in Kearney, because we're so close to Liberty and Kansas City that typically you would just stay there if you needed a place to stay. But just in the last couple years, they put their own hotel in.
There might be one more across 35 on the other side, but that is definitely the newest one here.
So yeah, we've got Edward Jones, Jimmy John's, Nail Salon, Papa Murphy's.
You can even get sushi here in Kearney.
Okay, I didn't know they had sushi there. Do we know much about it? Is it good?
It is really good. Everybody talks about it. So instead of having to go all the way into Kansas City to get some good sushi, you can stay right here in town.
So we do like ourselves some sushi.
And of course, Price Chopper is going to be your the big grocery store in town. You're going to have all the same options, but again, if you pop right into Liberty, they have a Sam's Club, and a little bit further down is Costco. So if you wanted to go just a little bit into town, you can have all that, all those options as well. But Price Chopper is just as good for your everyday shopping.
Yep, a little bit more expensive if you're going to get a lot of groceries, but it's a great place. They have very fresh produce, and Price Chopper's fantastic, just a little on the higher end. So let's go back out to the road. I think Tara had something kind of cool that she was telling me about, so let's go check that out.
Yeah, so fun fact, Jesse James was born in Kearney, and he is also buried here in Kearney. So there is a museum, Jesse James Birthplace Museum, to where you can go and get your like history and like facts like that. You can go out there. It's a pretty affordable museum to go out to see everything like that. So I think we are going to pop in here to the cemetery and see if we can't find where he's buried.
So this will be our first stop at a cemetery for our driving tours. But also, if you've seen any of our other ones, this is not the first time we've mentioned Jesse James. He was kind of big in the Liberty area, and I'm once again going to just say I'm not quite sure why we keep talking about this person that's robbing banks, but Tara did inform me last time that maybe some of the bank robbing was for good.
Yeah. And so if you pop up into Liberty, you can go to the museum where the very first bank that he robbed is there, and they have that. Like I said, the park, Jesse James Park, was named after him, and at that park they have the amphitheater. They also have a pond you can go fishing in, and in the summertime they stock it, the wintertime they stock it with trout. So fishing, live music on the weekends. They're actually doing a Phil Collins tribute band this weekend up there at Jesse James Park. So that's all fun. But here we are. Cemetery's right on the right, and we're going to go see if we can't find them.
I feel like we shouldn't go into cemeteries. But here we go.
Here we go.
I would say they need to mow, but we have had crazy amount of rain lately for August in Missouri. So we are way more green than we typically would be for the end of August. So the grass has been growing like crazy. Lots of extra mowing this summer. All right, do you know what we're looking for?
Yeah, we're going to switch to our other camera and we'll be right back with you.
Okay.
Following the signs. Oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah. So there is Jesse James. All right, we are back. That was weird and fun. So now let's go see some neighborhoods.
Yeah, I think we'll head to a neighborhood now, get out of the cemetery. So yeah, let's go up here, Tara, and turn right. And I think if we go down the right road, we'll hit a few schools. So tell you a little bit about Kearney Schools. There are 4 elementaries. There's 1 middle school, 1 junior high, and 1 high school. I thought I heard something about another elementary being built, but I cannot confirm nor deny that information. So we'll go up here and turn on Jefferson, and that should take us by one of those schools at least.
Yeah, I know the population's building here, so it's probably in the near future. I don't think they've actually picked the spot for it, so to come.
Yeah, probably so, which I think at some point they're going to start having to add more than just elementaries. That seems to be the main thing for the smaller towns that are growing at a rapid rate. We're adding elementaries, but I think eventually they're going to have to probably add your junior highs and maybe a high school in the future, but I think we've got a little ways on that.
Well, here to the right is the very first elementary school, is Kearney Elementary. Since then they've added the 3, but that was the starter.
Yeah. And I love this street. They always have these nice lights on the side with the kind of little flags on them. And I just think it has a nice, fun feel to it. It looks really pretty.
So what neighborhoods are we going to be going to?
So I think we'll go to Brookhaven.
Oh. Well.
Hang on, Tara has
we are
something to
going to
say.
show you 3 neighborhoods, but make sure you stay tuned to the very, very end because it is our favorite neighborhood, and I think if you're coming to the country into Kearney, it's going to be yours as well. So please stay tuned to make sure you don't miss that one.
Yes, and possibly there might be a few famous people that live in this neighborhood, so that'll tell you how nice it is. So at the end, that's going to be our last spot. Okay, so we're heading over to Brookhaven. It's going to be also Hawthorne Elementary is right over here. So we're going to turn to our left, which will be east.
Up here on the right is going to be a bike trail and a different trail you can go on to, and it also has pickleball courts. So they've added in these pickleball courts. So you can come up here and have some fun. Or you can...
skateboard park.
Skateboard park, but the pickleball courts are in the back. They've added tennis. So then they've have that skateboard park as well.
So here's I guess I didn't realize we're going to hit 4 schools on the way. Yeah. So Kearney High School is also right here on our right, as well as the baseball field that we just passed. So Brookhaven is nice and close to all of the schools. Okay, so right up here on our left, after we've just passed the high school, is going to be Brookhaven. This is going to be kind of more your first-time home buyer area. You're going to have houses in here that range maybe from $280 to $350, and lots of different styles of houses. You're going to see a lot of split entries, but different styles as well.
And this is kind of one where you could start in, maybe even go to your second home in. And even if you wanted to downsize here, it's good because they have the smaller ranches over here. kind of got that beginning end and the end feel.
Yeah. And kind of on the lower end of the price range because if you're shopping in Kearney, or if you've been shopping in Kearney the last 2 years, it is a tough market because it's been such a popular area. Houses are just few and far between, so it's really hard to find a house at all in Kearney that's less than $350,000.
But it's such a nice town that everybody wants to be here, so that's a good sign that that we have that feel that everyone still wants to live here.
Yeah. I'm personally from a small town, and 3 years ago is when I moved to the Kansas City area. I live in Parkville, but we looked at Kearney pretty hard. A lot of people I know from the area I'm originally from have moved here. I think it's just kind of comfortable for them. It's a place that you're not in the city, but you're really close to it. And so for people moving from a small area, this definitely is more of a comfortable feel for them.
I did move from a small town too, and Kearney was where I came and lived. I lived here for about 3.5 years before I went on closer into Kansas City. But my son went to school here. He loved it here. His early years of getting our first grade, it was awesome. It was a good transition for sure.
So, all you small town people, comment below, and let's see if Tara and I can beat you about how small our towns are. So I graduated with 26 people.
Well, I don't want to tell if we're going to have a
okay, well then
contest.
we won't tell Tara's. But let's see if you can beat us.
Beat me, yeah.
She's going to be smaller than me, but... So yeah, small town peeps, let us know what you think.
Oh, I also did want to mention too, you saw a lot of people have boats in their driveways, so there's two close areas. So you have the Smithville Lake and you also have Watkins Mill. Smithville Lakes is about probably 15-20 minutes from here. Watkins Mill is
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Smithville is to the west, Watkins Mill is to the northeast. So if you love to get on your boat and do some fishing, you have plenty of options up here as well.
Yeah, Watkins Mill State Park is a really nice area. There's lots of walking trails, there's full hookup camping, there's a couple of museum type buildings I don't know enough about unfortunately, but it's a really nice state park, and it's just 10 minutes depending on where you're at in Kearney, 10 to 15 minutes away. So definitely something to put on the list to check out if you enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's head back out and check out maybe where you might move if you're upgrading from the Brookhaven area.
See you there.
Okay, so we are back up to Jefferson, and we're actually going to head straight across, and we're going to go over to a newer subdivision, the Meadows of Greenfield.
So they're doing lots of new construction in there, but they have some that are a few years old as well. We just helped somebody build in here recently. They do a beautiful build job.
Yeah, there's one pool in the subdivision. There are walking trails, and there is a good variety of houses. So you'll see here on the left, this is definitely your smaller homes, probably more kind of retirement style. But on the other end, there are large 1.5 and 2-story houses that go all the way up to maybe even 800,000. So this area is probably 450. Yeah, you might be able to get, a couple years ago, you may be able to get in here for 450, maybe not anymore. So 450 all the way up to 800, but everything in here is just a few years old. They've got a couple of pretty ponds that a few of the houses back up to, and it's a really nice new subdivision.
I like this subdivision a lot. You see on this side of the road, you're able to back up to trees, so if you didn't want something that backs up to your neighbor, they have those options as well. So it still has that little bit of a country feel, but in a neighborhood. This isn't the last neighborhood we're going to go through, so I can't wait to show you that one.
I think if you stay straight, we can hop back to that highway.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a real road, but we're in 4-wheel drive, so it's fine.
Okay, so we made it. So this is Holmes Creek, and it is home to a celebrity, and it used to be home to a Chiefs player that has since sold and has moved on. But this is the neighborhood where everybody wants to be. They have 3 to 5 acre lots. They have this cute little covered bridge that you come into right when you come into the neighborhood.
Yeah, you really can't beat this. That's adorable. Yeah, very high-end houses. This is just on the south side of Kearney, but we are still in Kearney area. And it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so you just take Jefferson or 33 right south out of Kearney, and it's going to be back on the west side of 33 highway. And just look how gorgeous these houses are and how big their lots are.
I guess I would live in one if I had to. Just if I had to.
So these homes these homes range between probably $650 on the lower end, but then they go up to, $2 million. So you can have a little bit of anything here in this neighborhood. You can have an in-ground pool, or just use your lot as a big yard for the family.
We have a 7-car garage over there. So I've seen a lot of nice pool areas. There was a little putting green back there at one house. This is actually the first time I've drove back here, so this is really nice.
Yep. We've had several clients move into this neighborhood, and not one of them has moved out yet. They just love it so much. So
yeah, unless you're moving way out of state, I don't know why you'd ever leave something like this. It's just beautiful out here.
You still get that subdivision feel, but just have a little elbow room.
Do you know, is there an HOA then?
So all these homes are on septic, but the septic is ran, and they have this emergency, if anything are wrong, they have like their own little sewage plant out here. So it's not part of the city. So that's mainly what the HOA deals with, is just that part
It's just
of it.
keep that up. Okay. Yeah, it's very park-esque, I would say. I feel like I'm just driving through a beautiful park.
Yep. If my husband would let us move, this would be the neighborhood I would want to come to.
We didn't have to change schools.
Yeah.
Our kids would not be very happy with us.
But you're able to have an outbuilding out here. So if you just want a little bit of land, an outbuilding is perfect for that. Yeah, I think we've showed you the highlights of Kearney. If there's any more information that you'd like to know about it, please comment below and we will get that answered for you. If there's any restaurants you'd like us to check out here in town, we'd love to do that for you as well. We're very accommodating.
Thanks for joining us again. We hope you like Kearney as much as we do. And like Tara said, let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see.
Also, we do have a pretty cool quiz that's made, so if you're not quite sure that Kearney's for you, but you don't really know where you want to go, we have a quiz made, and we'll link that below too. And you can take 11 fun little questions, and it'll kind of tell you what part of the city matches your personality. So check that out as well.
All right, see ya.
See you soon.